And I am Manuel Prado.
As we all know, famine has been affecting people from the world throughout the history of humankind and is still a big problem in many countries of Asia, Africa, and Latin America.
Nowadays, around 850 million people have been living without enough food for a healthy and active life. This means that 1 out of 9 people in the world is suffering from famine and bad nutrition, the UN has reported. Recently, the problem of famine has been getting worse in a country that is facing many political and military problems. In South Sudan, where a severe lack of food has deteriorated into a famine in 2 counties, there are 100,000 people facing starvation, the government and United Nations announced. Joyce Luma, who is the head of the World Food Program in South Sudan, called the famine man-made, blaming it on political confusion in a country immersed in civil war since late 2013. Luma and representatives of 2 other UN agencies, UNICEF and the Food and Agriculture Organization, issued the famine declaration at a news conference in Juba, South Sudan's capital, along with Isaiah Shaul Arai, the head of the country's National Bureau of Statistics. A formal declaration of famine indicates that people are dying of hunger. The agencies painted a bad outlook of the situation in the impoverished country, saying that 100,000 people are at risk of starvation and that 1 million more are on the edge of famine. About 5.5 million people, or about half of South Sudan's population, will face severe food shortage by the summer unless more relief is provided, they said. South Sudan, which became independent from Sudan in 2011 with strong support from the US government and the international community, descended into conflict in December 2013 when President Salva Kiir fired his vice president, Riek Machar. Tens of thousands of people have died and more than 1.5 million have left the country.
The UN official said that war has disrupted agriculture, the main occupation in many parts of the country, damaging the economy and leaving people unable to feed themselves. People are relying on whatever plants they can find and fish they can catch, Tisa said. The UN agencies said more humanitarian aid is needed to prevent the famine from spreading to other areas. UN officials have complained that both government and opposition forces have blocked humanitarian convoys and attacked aid workers, making it difficult to bring assistance to the worst affected areas. Jeremy Hopkins, who is the head of UNICEF in South Sudan, said that more than 250,000 children are severely malnourished, and that if they do not receive food immediately, many of them will die. South Sudan has experienced starvation before. In 1998, a famine occurred in the region of Bahr el Ghazal after a prolonged and drought and fighting between forces supporting Sudan's government and rebels seeking independence for the south. Last week, Eir Hussein, the World Food Programme's chief economist, told Reuters that 20 million people could die of starvation over the next 6 months in famines in northern Nigeria, Somalia, South Sudan, and Yemen. It is expected that this situation will continue worsening. As long as the civil war continues and the rebels and the government do not come to an agreement.
We will keep informing you. That was the team news for today. See you later.